So right now, captured dictator Nicolás Maduro is inside a Manhattan federal courtroom. He'll be arraigned on drugs and weapons charges at noon, a far cry from where he stood less than 3 days ago as leader of Venezuela. Here with the message means and the message sent around the world is the co-host of America's Newsroom and The Five, Dana Perino. Dana,
Happy New Year.
The same to you. Your thoughts about what took place and people wanting to make the analogy to Iraq.
Well, I think, we don't have time. We don't have like Instacart analysis for me to say like how that doesn't exactly make sense. If you go back to the way back machine when you and I were in college, I believe, that was when the Panama happened, right?
Bush 41.
Yes, Bush 41. So Noriega might make more sense if you're looking at this. I think that you have to go back in time and put yourself where you are at the time, with decisions being made, with threats that were happening around the world. For this situation, Venezuela used to be an amazing country. People didn't want to leave their country, but if you remember, during the Bush administration, Hugo Chavez came to New York, said that George W. Bush was the devil, okay?
You can smell the sulfur.
Smell the sulfur. And then he was desperate to try to get President Bush's attention. Don't give him the attention. Slowly, then during the Obama years, it was a terrible situation in Venezuela, to the point that people were fleeing the country, coming here. Maduro makes it worse. He says, guess what? I'll send you all of the terrible people from my country. Now, let's go fast forward. President Trump decides to take action. What does that say to people around the world? He means business.
Yep.
And when United States interest is in question, he will act. That doesn't mean that you're going to have to leave, but it might just make you pay a little bit more attention to what's going to happen. I do think that the CIA director, John Ratcliffe, is a little bit of an unsung hero, but I think he prefers to be unsung. You don't see him on TV. He's an excellent CIA director, and being able to pull all of that together for our military to do what it did on that day, I can't think of a better military recruiting tool than a successful operation like that one.
So when you talk about people that might be looking to get a message, the Cuban leader, how about the leader of the Ayatollah, Khomeini?
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
And the unrest that's happening.
So what's happening today in the courtroom is a long-running indictment that they've started this back in 2020, early of 2020, Trump first administration, to say this guy is sending drugs into our country. He's a terrorist, and we would have a case against him if he were ever to come to the United States. So now he's here. That's going to happen. If you think about the Ayatollah, I don't know, is the Southern District of New York working on an indictment against the Ayatollah? I don't know. The Ayatollah is also 86 years old. Also, if you think about it, President Trump already acted there. And Israel has already acted there, so the Ayatollah pretty much has nothing to work with. Not only that, they have no water in Tehran. They might have to move 10 million people to another capital city. So the people there would rise up. But both of those nations would be considered G20 countries if they had good leadership. And that's the last thing I would say, actually. For a long time, I've believed that if you want to stop illegal immigration flows, you have to solve them at its source. And so nobody really wants to leave Venezuela. When Venezuela was great, they want to leave because it fell into just dismal situation.
And that helps solve our border problem if there's not unrest in South America.
And it would be better for all of us.
So what's going to be great for us is your show that starts in 21 minutes.
Yes.
What can you tell us about it?
We have several great people coming up. Bill Barr will be here. This is one of the things that he did, was work on this indictment back in Trump's first administration. Brett Baer, of course, will join us. Paul Morrow's down at the courtroom. Jack Keane will be here. And also Kevin McCarthy is here. You could talk to him about Venezuela, but you could also talk to him about the reports that Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota and former vice presidential candidate, just may drop out of the governor's race today in the fallout from that scandal in Minnesota.
That's just beginning.
So we're back with a bang.
You absolutely are. There's a lot to talk about. Dana, great to see you.
Thank you.
It's going to start at 9 o'clock, America's Newsroom, and that's what Dana looks like when she leans up against Bill Hemmer.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.